That then inspired Ringo's drumming.
Driving me mad is going away, yeah. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't care. I don't know why she riding so high. She'll think twice, she'll do right by me before she starts to say goodbye. She'll think twice, she'll do right by me.
Hey everyone, welcome to MT Guitar. Today we're learning how to play Ticket to Ride by the Beatles. A very fascinating turning point, I think, for the Beatles. This appeared on Help, and this song is clearly using like a drone kind of thing on the A chord, which was, you know, very influential in the Beatles. The Indian sitar music coming out in the 60s that was reaching the UK and the West, so to speak. Big influence in the 60s and on the mid Beatles era, mid 60s era. Of course, George would really go to town with this kind of stuff. But just this idea here, A to Asus2, that inspired George's Riff, which is... Now you'll notice that rhythm is pretty unique, right? So that's triplets, eighth note triplets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Triplet, right? So those are triplets, like 3/2. And you don't see those every day in rock and roll riffs, but they're really cool. That then inspired Ringo's drumming. Right? So we've got this sort of domino effect here. John strumming, George writing this riff, Ringo writing his part. Of course, you know, Paul is co-writing this with John in many ways, as they often did in that era. So everyone just involved in this really classic song, throwing in these blues chords, which are really cool, like this bridge here. Don't know why she's so high. Which I like to do the stop time thing kind of thing, where it's kind of like doing some backbeat muting stuff. Kind of adds a little bit of variety to the drone element of the A. Now you're getting away from that and doing a real, yeah, do right by me. And then we can throw that riff on the acoustic. A little bit tougher to bend those strings, but I'll show you those notes. Got a lot of Beatles songs to check out, so I'll put a link for a playlist in the description below and check out some of my other videos. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/mtguitar. Really appreciate all the support and the patrons there. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and jump in and learn this song. Okay, so if you learned anything from this song, it should be this awesome and pretty iconic Beatles riff, which George, you know, got from John strumming the A to Asus2. Getting interested in drone music, where we're not changing the chords. Beatles, you know, were in the school of songwriting where it's all about the chords and the chords changing. Of course, some of the best songwriters to ever live. And George was really getting into the sitar, and so I really credit George for so much of the mid to late Beatles influence on getting away from the sort of the old school methods, which are great. And of course, they continued them into their later periods as well, but they're getting into this idea where we don't need to change the chords. A great example of that would be Tomorrow Never Knows off of Revolver, which is the 2 albums after Help, where John just strums a C chord. Relax your mind, you know, turn off your mind, relax and float downstream, right? So he's just strumming a C chord, and it was very different from the typical chord changes. So all to say, this riff really represents that, staying on A. We're going to do an A chord here, and you're welcome to just do these notes, but I kind of recommend, to be honest, the whole A chord here, even though you're not playing the A chord yet, and just turning it into Asus2. and you still have the full A chord ready to go when you need it. Okay, so we have third string, first second of an A chord. Third, first, second. Now we lift the second string to make it open, and we do this triplet pattern. So it's and you could kind of like this. 1, 2, and triplet. 1, 2, and triplet. Okay, it sounds like a sitar, especially this Gibson. So now we can just keep doing that if you're playing with a friend, or just you want to play that part by itself. But now we can combine the strumming. So after twice, the guitar comes in. So we're going to keep strumming as we do that riff. If that's a little too advanced, you would just strum A to Asus2. But just to give you an idea, if we were to combine it, down first, second strings, down second, first. When I strum, I'm kind of stopping at the third string. Okay, so that's the verse. Well, the beginning of the verse. I think I'm gonna be sad. When you start singing, I'd recommend just doing eighth notes and not the triplet. Like, think I'm gonna be sad. I think it's very similar. And the triplets are quite difficult to do while you're singing. So, think I'm gonna be sad. Think it's today. Yeah. There's 4, 5, 6. And then after 6 times of that singing, we go to B minor. And you can kind of mirror that right hand pattern to E. After that, though, we don't really want to do single note picking like that, starting with the F sharp minor for sure. So she's got a ticket. We're just going to go down, down, up, down, up. The classic down, down, up, down, up appears all over Rubber Soul and Help and stuff. This is just a rock and groove that we want to pay attention to because it shows up song after song and it really works well. Down, down, up, down, up. Okay, you can create variations from there as well. D7. Back to F sharp minor, and then we anticipate a G. So, and let it ring out. It's a very dramatic part of the chorus here. So, from the beginning of the chorus, F sharp minor. She's got a ticket. D7, F sharp minor. Da da da. Anticipate the G, and then back F sharp minor to E, and back to the riff. And then another verse. Let's practice it. Bringing her down, yeah. But she would never be free when I was around, yeah. Ah, she's dead. Okay, back to the chorus. D7, F sharp, dissipate the G. F sharp minor to E, and then to the A. Here's the bridge, okay? So the bridge is quite different. A lot of purposes of bridges are, a lot of the purpose of a good bridge is to take us away. So we want to take us away from this drony A quality. Now we're going to blues it out with some D and E. D7 and E7, right? Very important to make these bluesy. Don't know why she rides so high. And I'm doing the stop time thing again to get away from that drone. So you could just keep strumming, but it's not enough of a contrast. We need she'll think twice, she'll do right. E7 and D7, yeah. La 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 to E. Okay, then George does this really cool riff. E7, and now we're gonna bend 10th fret, unbend. Pull off to 8, to to 9 is E minor pentatonic. Actually, you don't need to pull off. I think either way works fine. But I think he doesn't pull off. And then you slide 10 to 12. 10. Back to 12. Bend 12. Unbend. 10, 12. And then the downbeat is right away. So if you're doing that, kind of got to rush back. That's the song. So that's really it. The ending is, of course, sorry, can't talk today. The ending, of course, is the double time thing. My baby don't care. My baby don't care. And then George riffs out on A minor pentatonic. Very hard to bend these G strings on an acoustic. So, my baby don't care. Just basically riffing around there is sufficient. You know, you can kind of bend the 7th fret, 2nd and 3rd string to get that kind of cool bluesy sound there. And that's it. The song fades out there. So this is another Beatles classic. We got riffs, we have chord progressions and strumming patterns, as any good Beatles song would, to teach us a lot about groove, rhythm, great melodies, one of the absolute classic melodies, over an A chord, just absolutely beautiful. All right, there you go. Enjoy. We'll see you next time, everyone. Thanks.